The Economic Oversight Committee, EPOC, which monitors the progress of the island's performance under the Extended Fund Facility with the IMF, held its quarterly press briefing on Thursday. At the end of August, the country produced a primary surplus of $27.8 billion compared to a budget of $23.7 billion. The net international reserves came in at $2.56 billion, above the IMF's target of $1.44 billion at the end of September.
Expenditures are $8 billion below budget. So this has always been the way in which the government has managed expenditure very tightly, keep it below budget, and that continues. Recurrent is $3.9 billion below, and the capital $4.3 billion below. So between the performance of the revenues, which is pretty much on target, and the under expenditure, we end up with a primary surplus that is $4.1 billion bigger than the target.
Revenues were slightly below target at $82 million, or 0.1%, compared to the same period last year, which raked in at $25.7 billion, or 13%.
When you drill down into the revenues, the taxes are doing pretty well. They are $2.9 billion ahead of budget and $16.5 billion better than last year. So generally the tax revenues are holding up quite well for the first 4 months, and we certainly hope that that performance can continue. The taxes that have contributed mostly to this positive performance are the company tax, which is $2 billion ahead of target, the GCT, which is $1.4 billion ahead of target, and tax on interest, which is $1 billion ahead of target.
Inflation for the month of July ran up to 0.9%, with the inflation rate so far for 2015 standing at 1.4%. However, inflation for the financial year to date is at 2%, just below the outturn for the corresponding period in the 2014-2015 fiscal year.
Pretty high. And the main push on this was food prices arising out of the drought, presumably. It was ameliorated a little bit in the sense that energy prices were pretty low, international fuel prices, and that helped to lower the impact of food prices on inflation in general. But 0.9 is a little high, and is the first big inflation number we have seen for any month